because there was a dolphin on the cover. But as I got older and reread it again, I just realized how much it spoke to me. And oh man, I should have bookmarked my favorite line about looking up at the stars, and it reminds her that everything is significant and has a purpose. And oh my god, it's just a beautiful book. And it also helped me to understand my mind as a writer, because growing up I would worry about a lot of things, and there would always be a million different like possibilities and timelines in my head, and they actually discuss that in A Ring of Endless Light. And so that, I think, is my absolute favorite book of all time. And again,
that's good.
And oh, sorry.
That's pretty good.
Thank you. And also, there's a movie on Disney Channel that they made way back in the day when I was very young. So before probably.
Wow, that's interesting.
Thank you.
Very creative, actually. I never expected for it to be a song.
I want to say in one of the books, I don't remember which one, I want to say that I actually gave credit to the Fantastics, because I didn't want people to think that I'm that clever, because I didn't come up with it. I just, they're song lyrics, and I'm sure I'm doing a complete blank right now on all the bands out there, but I'm sure there are some that have, song lyrics or have gotten it from other.
What's your favorite show to watch? What are you obsessed with? What's your show?
Stranger Things!
I've already watched 3 seasons of it, and now I'm watching The Walking Dead.
Oh my gosh! Okay, so I started watching The Walking Dead. I'm very, very afraid of zombies, and but
my survival lessons from them. Always aim for the head.
You know what? It's probably a good thing to have those survival skills in today's world.
Glad that it actually turned into something as far as it getting published. And so it ended up being a gift to him. Just knowing that he had worked so hard, which I know all the kids here today, I know that for you to take time to be here with me today, it's because you guys are really working hard in school. And it was just a message to him, letting him know that I know that he could be anything he wants to be as long as he puts his mind to it. And so while I was going around to Barnes & Noble and to the Boys and Girls Club and giving all my presentations and talking to kids, I started to see how excited they were about it and excited about learning different careers. So I decided to write a second book for all the kids, and I included 52 careers. Some of them my friends. Some of those careers are based on my friends. I have a lot of teacher friends. I have so many other, my hairdresser's excited that she's in there.
But we need to start, exposing them to different careers, and that there's nothing wrong with having 2 or 3 careers. We can have different jobs. Like Nikki, she used to push carts at HEB, okay, till midnight. And on Saturday and Sunday, she worked at a hospital as well. And like you, Yvonne, and you learn the value of hard. So that's very important, that you can have different jobs, but then when it's time to pick your career, that's going to be something that's going to inspire you and be your passion. But you can always be multitask and do different things and never stop dreaming. So I think, Yvonne, with you pitching it through career and technical education, there is like a whole curriculum that as counselors they have to address to students in middle school. They have to kind of already pick their career pathway, or like your degree plan when you go to college, because they don't want them to lose time picking what they're gonna be going into, which kind of like makes sense, right? So I think that those are very important things, and I want to thank the students for their undivided attention.
what I actually do is, this. So my poet friends assume that all I teach is poetry, and some of my teacher friends assume that all I talk about is poetry, right? But that's not the case. We look at fiction, we look at nonfiction, and so on, and have discussions about current events. So the question was, what was the question?
My question was, what do your students think
Okay.
about you writing poems?
Okay, sorry. It was just right there, but I lost it. So, yeah, my students, when they do find out, right, I don't tell them, like, I don't announce it, These days, because of social media and stuff like that, which when I started teaching 15 years ago, right, it was not as common. But these days, I think they whisper in the hallways and they figure things out, and they're like, "Sir, you're famous," things like that. So they think it's kind of cool, but I don't really announce it. I don't really tell them until maybe there's an event coming up, that kind of thing, and I'll invite them. But yeah, or it'll be like Hispanic Heritage Month. That'd be a good time to invite me, in September, October. So they'll be like, sometimes I'll set up an event at the library and we'll have some readings, and then they'll be like, "Oh, sir, I didn't know you could do that," right? Arroz y carnitas, frijoles a la charra. You got to lean back and you got to feel it, right? And so that's part of the performance. And so when I said earlier, when I'm creating poetry, like I want to, it's good to perform it in front of people, because it physically, the things you do physically, like using your hands or whatever, or even just letting the audience laugh at a funny thing, like you got to learn when to pause and what to say. So I don't want to, I didn't do, hardly much of that poem, but I mean, I just wanted to kind of give you a quick taste of that. To trust yourself and just start writing, and you with the editors kind of tweak things out. And so part of it is trust, because we can say no, rather society says no to us very often as creative people. No, don't wear that makeup. No, you can't wear that dress with those shoes. We hear it from our parents who love us, as well as, certainly, again, as a creative person, right, you're going to hear no a lot. And your editors will say no, and so on. And you need to teach yourself as a writer not to say no to yourself too often. And just as a person, as a human being, right, it's important to say yes to yourself.